Hi, I'm Steve Taylor-Knowles and I'm one of the authors of the Laser series from Macmillan, and I'd like to say a very warm welcome and hello to all of our friends in Austria and the teachers and students who've used Laser and continue to use Laser and have made it such a best-selling success that it is today. This is a very exciting time for Laser because we've just produced the third edition, and that has been a real opportunity to revisit the material, to extend it and update it and improve it in areas, and as part of that we've added two whole new levels, Laser A1 Plus and Laser A2, so it makes Laser into a real fully rounded complete development package. At the same time, we've been very careful to preserve what we see as the key elements of Laser that make it so user-friendly and that have made it such a success. Students are guided very carefully through the material. There's lots of support in other components around the material, and it's fun and it's engaging and it's a very lively course to do. Now, I know that in Austria, one of the key aims is for students to work towards the Austrian Matura exam. And I want to just say a few words about why I think Laser is such a good course for that purpose. One thing is that it's very much aimed at teenage students. It's very much a secondary course. So if you look at the topics, you'll see that a lot of them take a teenage angle. Students are very engaged with the topics. It leads to a lot of lively debate and generates a lot of language in the classroom. And I've been sent a list of topics for the Austrian Matura, and looking down the list, I see topics from the world of work, from the world of leisure, sport, health, from topics from wider society such as crime. And if you look through the contents of the Laser series, I'm very confident that there's a very good match between the kind of topics we cover in Laser and the kind of topics your students will need to be able to deal with on the Austrian Matura exam. The other way in which I think Laser is particularly well suited to the Austrian Matura exam is in terms of the exam type tasks that we have in there. We've been very careful to include a range of exam tasks that mirror the kind of tasks that appear on common exams like the Cambridge First Certificate, like the Austrian Matura. So if you look at the task types, that really helps to prepare your students for what they have to do in the Matura exam. I'd also like to just say a few brief words about some of the elements that appear in the books, particularly in terms of the areas of speaking and writing, which I know are two areas that often cause anxiety for both students and for teachers. Why those two areas? Well, those two areas are the productive language skills. In speaking and in writing, those are the areas where you yourself have to actually put the language together, create the sentences and make it all work, which presents a whole different set of challenges from the receptive language skills of reading and listening. Now, each level in Laser has its own individual elements. I just want to take one example of Laser B1, which is the intermediate level, the third book in the whole series. Now, in terms of writing, in the unit itself, we guide students very carefully through each step of producing their own piece of writing. Now, one thing that I want you to be particularly aware of and to make sure you use is the composition planners at the back of the book. Each composition planner is based on one text type that students need to produce, and it guides them step by step through producing that text type. And hopefully, when they follow that, that will mean that what you get on your desk to mark from your students is at least in the right general area. At least when you've asked them to write a formal letter, The thing they produce is in the shape and the format of a formal letter and has the key features of a formal letter. In terms of speaking, we give them a lot of scaffolding in the main unit when it comes to the speaking section, with useful phrases and models to listen to. But at the back of the book, there are also role play activities which give them extra practice in speaking, and there's a speaking database which gives them commonly used phrases for performing functions such as greetings, etc. And I think you'll find that both of those together, used as reference points, really give your students some solid support when it comes to speaking. Finally, I'd like to point out one other feature that we've added to the laser levels in the new edition, and that's the web quests. Now, one of the things that we need to be working towards with our students is we need to be integrating their language skills with their wider life outside the classroom, particularly the demands that are going to be placed on them in the digital present and the digital future that they need to use their English in. And so the web quests are a fun post-lesson activity that you could do in the classroom if you have internet access there, or that you can ask students to do at home. And these are an extension of the content of the unit. So students are given questions where they won't find the answer in the unit, but it's connected to the topic of the unit, and they then have to go online and do some research and find pieces of information, and then come back together next time and share that and show what they found. And so this is another way, I think, of linking laser into the Austrian Matura topics, where you can take the topic of laser and through the web quest develop it in any direction you'd like. So thank you very much for listening today, and for those of you who are already users of laser, then I hope it continues to provide you with a fulfilling and effective tool in your classrooms. And for those of you who are not yet users of laser, then I hope you'll have a close look at this series, and I hope that when you do that, you'll agree with me that it's the perfect series for students and for teachers in Austria. Thank you very much.